Amid the raging seas, the Pendleton was facing grave danger. The welds on the ship were still drying, and the crew already felt uneasy. A man quietly touched the welds, a shock running through him, but he said nothing. He casually told his father to check the cracks on the deck. The ship swayed violently in the storm, and a slight mistake could lead to a disaster at sea. Chief Engineer Hebert was deeply concerned, and decided to call the captain to slow the ship down, worried that the newly welded hull wouldn't withstand the impact of the waves. However, the captain dismissed his concerns, angrily shouting and hanging up the phone. Suddenly, the ship was struck by a massive wave, and the violent jolt nearly threw everyone off their feet. The worst had come. An 18-foot-long crack split the hull open, and if they didn't reach shore soon, they would all perish in the sea. The Coast Guard spotted the stricken vessel, but they were already on their way to rescue another doomed ship, the Castle. That meant the Pendleton's distress signal might go unnoticed. In desperation, the crew decided to attempt an escape, but the lifeboats in the storm had little chance of survival. Hebert struggled to cut the steel cables, trying to launch the lifeboats, but the moment the boat hit the water, it was destroyed by the waves. Despair spread among the crew, but Hebert did not give up. He proposed a bold plan for self-rescue, using the still intact engine and isolated compartments to wreck a course, attempting to ground the ship on a nearby sandbar. Time was running out, and the crew quickly assembled, each person making a final effort. Hebert and several crew members manned the helm and blew the horn, trying to attract outside attention. Fishermen heard the horn, and immediately alerted Coast Guard officer Bonnie. Bonnie realized it was the Pendleton's distress signal, but all the rescue boats were already sent to the Castle, and the Coast Guard didn't have the resources to help the Pendleton. Bonnie didn't give up. He decided to lead the rescue team personally, despite knowing that this mission could very well be a life or death decision. As Bonnie led the rescue boat toward the Pendleton, they encountered huge waves that almost swallowed the boat. Even so, Bonnie didn't quit. Believing the rescue mission had to continue, they finally pushed through the most dangerous waters, getting close to the Pendleton. But the scene before them was chilling. The Pendleton's lights were out, standing like a silent tomb in the storm. Just then, the lights on the deck flickered, and the surviving crew members were preparing to lower the escape ladder. Bonnie's rescue boat could not hold 30 people. It was only capable of carrying 20. To save more lives, the crew members didn't hesitate to jump into the sea. Some were swallowed by the waves, and tragedies unfolded one after another. The crew transferred everyone they could to the rescue boat, but there were still some who couldn't make it off the ship. Bonnie was determined not to leave anyone behind, even though everything seemed hopeless. Just when things seemed their darkest, the Pendleton's broken half finally sank beneath the waves, and the rescue boat was at full capacity. But the challenges weren't over. The rescue boat lost its compass and was completely directionless, and the team had to rely on the natural currents to find their way. In their confusion, they eventually spotted the light of fishermen, guiding them back to safety. Finally, after a grueling battle for survival, Bonnie and his team returned with 32 survivors, earning the gold life-saving medal and becoming heroes.